Hi everyone. In this segment, I'll be covering how you can enable sentiment-based routing for your organization. We'll start off by covering how to enable and test the model itself. Then I'll walk through writing a sentiment prediction rule. From there, you'll see how we can route to queues based on the end customer sentiment. And finally, we'll finish off with the agent impact. Let's navigate over to an environment where we can see this. Eugene navigates over to the environment where she can see the sentiment prediction for routing available to manage. She selects manage. In order to use sentiment prediction for routing, she simply has to opt into the feature. From there, she can go about using the dry run experience to actually test out the model and understand what some of the sentiment predictions would look like. Once Eugene is comfortable with the model and the sentiment predictions it's outputting, she can head over to the workstream section to configure the sentiment rule at the workstream level. Here, Eugene can actually create a new work classification rule, one of which is an ML-based rule for sentiment prediction. She can set the input attributes here to whatever she wants to be. Ideally, the attribute used is the one where the end customer sentiment is most likely to be indicated. In this case, if we expect our end customer sentiment to be reflected in the case description, then that's the one that we would use for sentiment prediction. Here we can also see that the output attribute is written to the sentiment category. Once the work classification rule is configured, we need to do something with that sentiment prediction. We can go and create a route to queue rule to take advantage of those sentiment scores. In this case, we'll create a route to high priority queue based on sentiment rule. If the sentiment predicted on the work item is either very negative, negative, or slightly negative, that means we want to send it to this high priority support queue. So let's see this in action. We head over to Customer Service Workspace and create a new case. We ensure that the description of the case has some sort of indication of the end customer sentiment, and we select Save and Route. Now that the case is being routed, we can navigate back to Diagnostics to see how this impacts it in real time. We select the case, and we can see the classification rules take place. Here, the sentiment prediction occurred and the score was 28, the category was slightly negative. The admin user can also see that some of the keywords that influence the sentiment were upset. As a result, this work item should be routed to the high priority queue.